Okay, I am going to try to help you create an Excel spreadsheet, a simple document that would help you easily calculate the volume of a cone. As you see here, I've got a sample cone and I've got the formula down here. So the volume for a cone would be 1/3 times pi times radius squared times the height of the cone. So let's assume you've got a lot of cones that you have to calculate the volume for. It would be very simple for you to create an Excel spreadsheet to help you do this. So if you'll open up Microsoft Excel, I'm going to select 3 columns here by clicking in the A column, clicking, holding, and dragging all the way over to the C, and I'm just going to extend that out to make a little bit more space. Oops, lost my cone there. Okay. So now I'm just going to put some header rows at the top. I am going to label these to be a little bit more helpful for me. The first one is going to be just R, and I'm going to, in parentheses, put radius so I know what that is. And then next to it we'll put H. That will be the height. And the last column will be where we want our answer or our volume to be. So that will be the calculation. So the way this will work is if you have a given cone with a radius, you would put the radius in here and the height in here, and ideally we would have the Excel spreadsheet calculate for us the volume. So when you look at the formula down here that shows us what the how to determine the volume for a cone, we see that it's 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times the height. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug in some numbers up here for this cone that we see. This one will be a radius of 8 centimeters, so I'm just going to put in the number 8. I'll tab over and put the height in, which is 18. So I've got 8 and 18. Those are the two numbers that are given to me, and as you can see, there's nothing here. Up in this area right here, you'll see this fx. That's a place for us to enter a function or a formula for us to work on. So we'll always start with the equal sign. That'll let Excel know that we're working on a formula, and we are going to go ahead and plug this in. Now the first thing we want to do is we don't want our numbers to end up being really long. We'll want to round those up. So we're going to start with the rounding function. So ultimately we want this number to be rounded to a nice even number. So we're just going to type in the word round, and that is a function with Excel. And then I'm going to hit the parentheses key twice. And I want to do 1 divided by 3, or 1/3. That's 1/3. And we'll take that number, end parentheses, and we want to take that times pi. And in Excel, just use the little star button, the asterisk. You'll find that on the number pad or above the number 8. So you're going to take 1/3 times pi, and here in Excel we can just put in pi, pi, and an open and closed parentheses. So that's going to give us pi. So it's 1/3 pi times, so again the shifted 8 key, the multiplication symbol, and we're going to tell it that we want the radius to be whatever is over here in this square here, which is A2. So if I just click on it right now, you'll see that up here it has already selected, it's put in A2, so we're good to go. But we want A2 to be squared. So whatever this number is, we want to square it, and in Microsoft Excel, in order for it to use exponents, we have to put a little caret in there, which is shift and then the number 6. So you'll hit that, and that means an exponent, and an exponent of 2. So it's A2, whatever's in the cell of A2, and we're going to square it with that little caret and the 2. And then, after we've got that number, we're going to take that times, and you can see down here it's r squared times height. So again, we'll hit the shifted 8 key, which is multiplication, and we're going to times it, whatever number is here, which is B2. And then we'll end this, and we're still in the round function, so this is the end of the formula, but because we wanted to round it, we're now ready for a comma, and it's going to ask us how many digits after the decimal point do we want it to round to. We want a nice even number, so I don't want any digits past the decimal, so I'm just going to put a 0. And then end parentheses, and your formula should look like that. Once you've done that, you can hit the Enter key. And now you can see that the volume has been calculated out. If the radius is 8 centimeters, down here it's 8 centimeters, and the height is 18 centimeters, the volume for this is 1,206 centimeters cubed. So you'll have to remember to add that centimeters cubed in there. But we can practice this as many as you like. We can put a 4 in there, just come up with any random numbers, 4 and a 10. So if the radius was 4 and the height was 10, now you'll see there's nothing over here because we haven't put any formula here. But what we could do is just take this formula here, instead of writing the whole thing again, we could just grab this little circle, this little square at the corner of this cell, click it and hold and just drag it down, and as you come down it will copy that formula. So right now you'll see a bunch of zeros because there's no number here and there's no number here. In cell A5 there's nothing in A5 and nothing in B5, so therefore C is going to be 0 because you're multiplying numbers by nothing. So hopefully that'll help. If you have any homework assignments that you need to calculate the volume of a cone, this is where you can do that. Hope that helped.